Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have part 5 of my PS2 collection. Parts 1 through 4 are going to be somewhere around here, so click on them if you want to see those videos first. Otherwise, you can just stay here and watch this one first and watch the other ones later. This time around I'm going to be talking about all my games all my games starting with the letter S. For some reason I have relatively larger amount of games starting with the letter S, and a lot of collections, actually, surprising. But yeah, let's get into these. And again, if there are any games that I say that I haven't played yet, or I haven't really liked and you think that I should give a second chance, or anything like that, really, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll sort of reconsider my thoughts about it if you're convincing enough, I suppose. So again, let's get to the games. So first up is a game that I actually found at the dollar store. I was really surprised to find it there, but it's nothing special. It's Scooby-Doo and the Spooky Swamp. It seems to have some kind of mini games and stuff like that, but I haven't really played that yet. I just found it at the dollar store for $1, and I thought it was strange, so I went ahead and picked it up. Next is a game based on a TV show that I didn't really care for. And it's sort of like an action platformer. It's The Secret Saturdays Blasts of the Fifth Sun. Next is a kind of game that I really like and will always buy, Sega Classics Collection. This one features remastered versions of Outrun, Space Harrier, Virtual Racing, Monaco GP, Tant R. I've actually never heard of that game. Golden Axe Columns, Fantasy Zone, Bonanza Bros, and Alien Syndrome. And again, every time that I see one of these classic collections or anything like it, I have to get it. Next is Sega Superstars Tennis. I got it because I love Sega and I actually like tennis games. They're the only kind of sports games that I enjoy playing. But the second that it becomes more sort of realistic tennis, I could care less for it. It's the same deal with golf and mini golf. Next is a game I picked up recently and added to my collection, Silent Hill 3. Have not played it yet. I like survival horror games, but sometimes I'm too much of a baby to actually go ahead and finish them. Next is a Simpsons game that was like Crazy Taxi. And then it turns out other people thought it too, and there was some kind of a dispute between Sega and EA, is The Simpsons Road Rage. It's actually a pretty decent game, but I have not played it in years. If you think that I should get around to playing this again, just let me know. Next is The Sims. Too much can be said about The Sims, sorry. Next is Sly Cooper and the Thieves Raccoonus, and Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. I have not played these yet, but like I should say that I have played them a little bit, but I haven't actually completed either of these. What I used to do with my PS2, because for the longest time I did not have memory cards and I would rent games, I would just play the games from the beginning every time, and it was kind of stupid, but it's what I did. Next are the 3 Sonic games that I have for the PS2. I have Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, and I just learned today that there's a Sonic Riders game. I had no idea. And Sonic Unleashed, and this one here I think I also have it for the Wii. But yeah, for the most part, the newer Sonic games have been a disappointment. But I am partial to the Dreamcast games, as many people are when it comes to Sonic, and it's just, they were the only good 3D Sonic games. And even the newest one, Lost Worlds, is kind of just a little flat. Next up is Soul Calibur 2 and Soul Calibur 3. Now, admittedly, I've never played Soul Calibur 3, but Soul Calibur 2, I mostly played the GameCube version just because you got to fight as Link in that. And this one here had Heihachi from Tekken in it. I believe it was Tekken don't tell me I'm wrong about that, but if I am, I mean, do tell me. And I think the Xbox version had Spawn in it, so I prefer the GameCube version of the game. Next up is SpongeBob SquarePants Lights Camera Pants. This one I have not played it yet. If you think it's any good, just let me know. Next is I don't know why I whistled that so much, sorry. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. Now, it's not a bad game, but it's just sort of hit or miss. I like the PS1 Spyro games more than this one here, but then Skylanders pretty much just ruined Spyro for me, and even the Game Boy Advance Spyro games were just not that fun. This one I feel like was the last sort of playable Spyro game. Next is a game I don't even know why I bought it. It was dirt cheap at an EB Games. I think it was like 49 cents or something. Stacked with Daniel Negreanu. It's a poker game. Not even gonna get into that. I am trying for a complete PS2 collection, except for the sports games, so I had to add that. Next up is another RPG that I got in a Kijiji deal. I have not played this yet. I have not played any of the other games in the series either, and I have a couple of them. It's Star Ocean Till the End of Time. I kind of want to get the complete series before I start playing any of the games, but that's going to be a very difficult ordeal for me. And next is Star Trek Encounters. Just a really cruddy Star Trek game, but I don't think there are really any good Star Trek games, so that's all that can be said about that. Next is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Again, with a game like this, that was a multi-platform game, I wish I had the most valuable version of it. I only have the PS2 version, and it is just disc only, no manual inside there. So it's kind of shitty, but at least I had the chance to play the game. Next is a game that I got at the Value Village, and I got it mostly just because it's a Rockstar game. It's called State of Emergency, and it just looks like a very cartoony sort of clone of Grand Theft Auto, which is pretty much what all of Rockstar's games are. Next is another collection. This one here is Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. It features Third Strike, Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition. Actually, just those two games, sorry. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and Hyper Street Fighter 2, the Anniversary Edition. I have Third Strike for the Dreamcast, but I did not have Hyper Street Fighter 2, the Anniversary Edition, so I went ahead and got that. But also, I got this before I had Third Strike, so it's just better that I have Third Strike on the Dreamcast now. Just a few more games here. Nothing special in here. It's a Destruction Derby racing game, Stuntman, Ignition. You just destroy your cars. Next is a game in a series that I absolutely want to complete. It's Super Bust-A-Move for the PS2. The artwork on the cover of these games are always ridiculous. I also know that there's Super Bust-A-Move 2 on the PS2, and I want to get that too, but it's a little bit harder to get, at least in my area. Two more games here. This one here, I got it because I like the character, and all the games featuring this character have sucked. It's Superman Shadow of Apocalypse. It's terrible, but the only sort of interesting thing about it is that it features scenes from the Superman TV show from back in the day, and that was the only redeeming quality to this game. But the sad part is that it only has 40 minutes of sort of cutscenes from the TV show. And then the last game here of this part of the collection is Siphon Filter Dark Mirror. It was a PSP game that was then ported to the PS2, and it's not at all my favorite Siphon Filter game, but it was interesting enough, and it was dirt cheap also, so I had to add it to the collection. And seeing as that it was a port of a PSP game, I'm trying to get all the PSP ports as well. Anyways, that was it for this part of the collection. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Also, like I said at the beginning of the video, if there's any games that I said that I did not play or didn't really enjoy, and you think that I should give it a second chance, just leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I will get back to you. Also, check out my Facebook, Twitter, website. They're all linked in the description below. And also check out my 300 subscribers contest, and enter if you like, and you could possibly win the prize. And I think that's it. Stay tuned for parts 6 and 7. Those will be coming soon, and yep, that's it. See ya.